Hey everyone, and welcome back to Legally Teaching Engineer Sports. I'm Dylan here with Samuel and Maxwell Loga. Today will be Friday, September 27th. Sam, what's in one day?
Our mom's birthday. I knew you were gonna ask, so I was prepared for it today.
All right, phew. Excellent, nailed it. Max, passionate picks round 5. Who's our guest picker today?
Yeah, so today we're honored to have the presence of Mac Diver, LVC's captain this year on the men's ice hockey team. Exciting stuff for Mac. He's looking to lead the charge into a playoff run, I hope, of some sorts, just like our mighty Tigers of Detroit. So, Mac, thanks for hopping on tonight, and we're ready to see what you're made of with these picks.
I'm ready for it too. Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely. Mac, you're a returner. You went last year. I don't think you made it to the playoff round last year. So let's see if you can improve upon your picks this year, maybe.
Ready for it.
All right, love it. Max, knock on some wood. Don't jinx Tigers today. Today is Thursday while we're doing this. The Tigers have won 5 straight. The magic number is 2. But if the Tigers don't get to the playoffs now, we know who to hunt down. Max.
I'll take it. I'll wear it. Put it on my shoulders.
All right. Before we get into how we did last week, a shout to our sponsor, Mr. Picky. Mr. Picky's Lawn Service. With the fast approaching season of fall, it's actually here. Your leafy summer leaves will soon morph into a not-so-friendly nuisance. Too lazy or simply don't own a rake? Have no fear, as Mr. Picky is near. For all of your fall cleanup or grass mowing needs, give 99820-6830 call, and Mr. Picky will get up all in those weeds. Additionally, Sam and Max and Mac, Mr. Picky is offering $25 for anyone that goes 8-0 in any round, NFL or college, and then $100 if you have a perfect 16-0 week. Mr. Picky's Lawn Service, where Leaf Hoarder meets gambling supporter. Sam, how'd you do last week?
I felt pretty good. It was a pretty great weekend, and vibes were high personally. So obviously, my picks must have done decent.
Yeah, is picking ass in last place pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the vibes. If the vibes are high, the picks will come.
The vibes.
All right. I had the best picks in college. Tied with Blake. Actually, Blake, our first likely loser outright winner with James Madison. Hell of a pick by Blake. So he got 8.5 points total with college. So did I. Max got 6.5. Sam got 4.5. NFL or high picker was myself again. Max 7.5. Blake not so hot there. 4 points only. Sam 5. Where do we think we stand total points for the three of us, college wise?
College, I'm gonna say I'm in second. Dylan, you're in first. Sam's in last.
Sam is in last. Max, you're in first by 5 points ahead of me. 27.5. I'm at 22.5. Max or Sam, you're at 22. College or NFL, Max, you and I are tied for first. Sam, you're in last. 17, 17, 14. Sam, you got some work to do.
I was gonna say I feel like NFL is easier to pick early on in the year. You know what you're gonna get there, kind of. College, you still kind of get a credit. I mean, not so much this year in the NFL.
Yeah, this year's wolf.
This year's wolf, but college, I feel like it's always rough first couple of weeks. You never know.
Agreed. But shout out to Blake, hell of a pick with James Madison, and congrats. He's number 1 overall in college right now. He leads Kevin by half a point. So he's our number 1 picker right now. So 8.5 is the goal, Mac, in college, and in the NFL, 4.5. So you just barely have to be breathing in the NFL and you'll make it. All right, Max, let's do some college picks. Let's start our Friday night game.
Yeah. So Friday night, this is actually, I feel like, kind of a dogfight. Washington at Rutgers. I think somebody said it last week and it kind of stuck with me. USC came to the big house and got lost to Michigan. I think it's gonna be the same with Washington going to Rutgers. I think Rutgers is gonna show Washington how to play some Big Ten football. Washington's not the team that went to the national championship. It's gonna be Rutgers 2.5, please.
All right, it's a good pick, probably. 2.5 favorites. Sam, do you like the favorite Scarlet Knights or the Huskies of Washington?
Yeah, West Coast, Best Coast. Give me Washington.
Oh, wow. I think we're going Mac.
Mac.
All right. Yep. I'm going with Rutgers. I think that Washington having to travel across the country. I know they both have a short week, but that travel day just throws that West Coast team off. Rutgers is looking to go 4-0 for first time in a while, so I think that they get it done in also a very gritty game. I agree.
I like it. I'm going with the Scarlet Knights as well. Max, I think you nailed it. Going into Big Ten for Washington, cross country Friday night game. It's going to be tough sledding. It's only 2.5. Rutgers went on the road as underdogs, won last weekend. That's a good football team. And Jordan, not really a GHLer, but was at a GHLer's wedding. He loves Roman diets, and he's the compliance director of athletics at Rutgers University for football. So go Scarlet Knights. Let's go to the noon slate on Saturday. Matt, who do you like between Kansas State and Oklahoma State? Oklahoma State 5.5-point underdogs.
I'm taking the underdogs plus 5.5. I think that Avery Johnson's a little bit overrated. I think he's just a little hyped up because of his hair. I think that Ollie Gordon is due for a dominant game. Hasn't had one since week 1. He's touching the ball 15, 17 plus times a game, but hasn't broke over 40, 50 yards. I think he's going to go crazy this weekend. I think that they're going to pull off the win, actually.
I like it. Good pick. Max, where are you?
This is two teams that I feel like are just on my made up do not bet list. So one of them has to come off it this week. And I really liked Oklahoma State like 3 years ago. And then they went on my do not bet list, but they're coming off this week. 5.5. I like that spread. They may not win, but I think they can cover. Maybe it's a late field goal, something fluky. So give me Oklahoma State 5.5.
Sam, what say you?
Yeah, that'd be an interesting stat to have down the line at some point. How many games I picked correct with the winner, but the stupid plus minus crap cost me the actual point. That would be an interesting stat because I'm gonna take Kansas State here because I think they can win, but I don't know if they'll actually cover. But I'm gonna take them.
I mean, it's only 5.5. It's just a field goal. I mean, it's just a touchdown.
Yeah.
One touchdown.
All right. I like it. I'm gonna go Cowboys. I just think it's a bounce back week for both teams, but I think Oklahoma State has men and Kansas State kind of has Mac alluded to as boys. So I'll go with the Cowboys. All right, let's head to the Battle of the Brown Jug. Sam, Michigan or Minnesota?
Yeah, they beat in the butt last week, so we're gonna switch up the ship here. Give me Michigan.
Smart pick, Sam. Yeah, big Trojan guy. How'd that work out?
Again.
I mean, Sam, I think this is the first time you picked Michigan probably in like 2 seasons of passionate picks. So, I mean, I'm going to have to roll. I'm rolling with Michigan as well. 9.5.
Yeah.
I think
I'm riding with Wolverine.
I think it's going to be gritty and a grind, but I think they're going to cover 9.5 for sure. So, Mac, what are you going with?
I'm also, as much as it pains me to say it, I'm going Michigan minus 9.5. It hurts, but Minnesota's defense hasn't been as good since we stole Joe Rossi to Michigan State. Michigan, if they can complete a pass, they might win this one by 20. But regardless, they're going to run all over them. They're going to win by 2 touchdowns.
I mean, hey, Dave Portnoy's working on it. He's going to get Michigan a quarterback. He's got $3 million he's willing to spend. I like it.
They need it.
We're going to jump on down to, I think this is could be a slugfest. Wisconsin at USC. I think the spread here is 14.5. I think it's kind of big. Sam, where are you leaning?
Yeah, I was gonna say Wisconsin, but that plus 14.5. I don't know. That seems like I just don't know. Again, math, not my strong suit. But give me USC. We'll stick with the West Coast, Best Coast concept this week and see if it helps.
Respect that. Mac, where are you headed?
I'm riding with USC minus 14.5 as well. I think it's a bounce back game for them. That was a tough fought game in Ann Arbor. And I think Miller Moss gets back on track, has a huge game, and they win this one.
All right. I'm going to also go with the Trojans. After watching them play against Michigan, I will be wholeheartedly say Michigan stole that game. They outmanned them essentially at the end. I think USC's going to flip the script and do that to Wisconsin. They're going to throw the ball over them and if they have to run it as well. Our next game, this one's interesting, I think. Louisville 6.5 point underdogs at Notre Dame. Sam, since it's in your home state, I'll let you pick first. Go ahead.
Yeah, travel to South Bend. It's not really a long trip for Louisville, but it is a trip. But I just don't know. I don't know. Yeah, give me it. Give me the Irish. Give me the Irish. I'm gonna regret that though.
I respect. I'm gonna enter this one. Ever since Dylan and I took a trip to Louisville last year, and we had to sit there and listen to them play music into our left ear until there was like 7 seconds on the play clock. I can't stand them. Not a fan of them. So give me Notre Dame -6.5 for that sole reason. I don't care about the football teams, just for that sole reason. Spite for Louisville. Mac, where are you headed?
I'm riding with you guys. I hate to stick with the script here, but I have to go with it. Notre Dame -6.5. I think that they had a mediocre bounce back against Miami, Ohio. Their offense wasn't really clicking, and they will be ready to bounce back even stronger against Louisville. I think that they'll definitely cover.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, they're another question mark team that just goes with the wind. I feel like you don't know what you're gonna get, so that's scary. It's a scary pick. Moving on, kind of into Mac's backyard out there in Pennsylvania here. Illinois 17.5 underdogs against Penn State. Max, since it's your state, we'll let you pick.
Well, you know what? Penn State fans, they might not be happy, but I'm taking Illinois plus 17.5. I think that this team is fun. They're a little bit sneaky. I think that they went into Nebraska and showed what they're made of. They're going to be ready for another hostile environment, and they're going to potentially even pull one out here.
I like maybe a little preview here. All right. Sam, where you at?
I looked at this game, and honestly, this was going to be my likely loser. I thought for sure. Like I liked it. It sounded good in my head. But listening to Mac talk, that's all out the window. Give me Penn State. They're my Big Ten champs this year. They're gonna steamroll Illinois, put them in their place.
How could we forget Sam's Big Ten champs? How could we forget? How could we forget? So when I picked this game, I originally circled Penn State. Then I kind of doubled down and I was like, 17.5 is a lot for Penn State. And James Franklin, who doesn't know how to coach in the fourth quarter, to cover. So then I remember the Nebraska game where Illinois stuck around. They hung around. I think they're going to do the same thing here in Penn State. They're going to hang around. So they may win, but they're most definitely going to cover. So I'm going with Illinois as well. Dylan, are you back?
Nope.
Nope. All right. We're going to keep rolling here. We'll keep rolling. So headed out west. This is another intriguing one, I would say. It's going to be Washington State, 7.5 underdogs at Boise State. I'm going to go first here. Yeah. So I picked Boise State to be my Power 5 team into the college football playoff. And I feel like they've shown me enough. But this one, they're going to have, and they're going to have to win in fashion, I think, to boost their credibility, essentially. So give me Boise State 7.5 here. Mac, what about you?
I'm going to roll with it too. I think that Boise State is a very good team. I think that their blue turf is going to be popping. It's a 10 p.m. game Eastern time, I believe.
Yep.
Going to be popping. I think that Washington State's got a little lucky the last couple of weeks, and I think Boise State goes out there and gets it done.
I like the blue turf shout out. Sam, where are you headed?
Yeah, I mean, how can you pick against blue turf? I'll tell you how. You take Washington State in an easy victory.
Nice. All right. Bouncing down to, I think, the game of the year, and the game, obviously, of the weekend. Georgia at Alabama. Alabama, 2.5 point underdogs. Sam, who's the head coach for Bama?
I couldn't tell you who the head coach is, but I know Saban is not now.
That's what we were looking for. All right, pick this game first.
I mean, I'm surprised it's as close as it is, just with the way Alabama has been the last couple of years. I think Georgia wins by at least a field goal. So yeah, give me that.
All right, Sam's going with the dogs. Mac, where you at?
I will say I am shocked at Alabama's team turning it around as quickly as they have. I think they look really good right now, but I don't think it's enough to take down this juggernaut of Georgia. they're too good. I'm taking Georgia minus 2.5.
All right, I respect those picks. I mean, both are solid, but I'm gonna save the graphic for us three. Dylan will probably do the same. So Alabama hasn't been an underdog at home since 2007. And that's a long time coming. So somebody knows something that's gonna piss them off, and I think putting a chip on Alabama's shoulder at home at night when Dixieland Delight comes on, this flip is gonna be switched, and it's gonna be a whole new ball game. Bama plus 2.5 is a lock. Hammer that this weekend. Add to all your parlays if you want free money. Bama 2.5. With that being said, speaking of locks, I'll go first with our locks. I just said one of mine. I'm going to roll with Bama 2.5. Like I said, add to all your parlays. It's a lock. Hammer it. It's going to hit. Along with that, I'm going to go to West Virginia. And I'm going to take Western Michigan is traveling to Marshall this weekend. I'm going to take Marshall minus 4.5. I watched Marshall play Ohio State last weekend, and they looked solid until the refs kind of did them dirty, and then the wheels fell off. So I'm going to take Marshall minus 4.5. And then my likely loser, I've got two written down. I'm going to flip the coin right now. I'm going to go Illinois 17.5 at Penn State. I think they hang around, like I said, they get the job done. So I'm looking for that winner. Sam, locks and your likely loser.
Yeah, let me go ahead and I'm gonna double down on it this week. I'm gonna lock on Michigan because we're here for it. And then give me the one that I'm gonna regret the most, Notre Dame as a lock. And then my likely loser is I think Mississippi State can actually have themselves a game against Texas. So give me Mississippi State minus 37.5.
Yeah, I saw that and I just kept scrolling. All right, Mac, what are your likely locks and your likely loser?
My first lock is I'm taking Michigan State, Ohio State. We're going over 48. I think Michigan State in this game, my Spartans are going to live and die by the interception. I think that this game is the one that those interceptions are either going to be pick sixes or nothing. So either Michigan State's going to score a couple good deep balls or they're going to go for a pick six. So it's going to be 7 either way. It's going to go over 48. Might even hit 60. I think it's going to go crazy. That's my first lock. Then my second lock, I'm going with Sam here. I think that Mississippi State plus 38 is the line I saw. I think it's just too many points for a conference game. I think it is just too many points. Mississippi State, they're not a good team, but they also are going up against Arch. Arch even threw 2 picks, I think, against a very inferior opponent. I think that they might lose by 35, but I think that they cover 38. So, leading on to my likely loser, I hinted on it earlier. Illinois plus 17.5. I think, like I said, they might win this one outright. They're frisky, they're fun. They're gonna make this a really interesting game. And Penn State's looked shaky in a couple games, so it's gonna be definitely a good one to watch.
Yeah, I like that likely loser a lot. Dylan, what do you got for your locks and your likely loser?
I got locked that my Wi-Fi won't work. I'm gonna go Scarlet Knights on Friday night against the Huskies minus 2.5. Big controversy in college football this week was the NIL stuff. UNLV lost their starting quarterback and starting running back to NIL issues. So I'll take Fresno State plus 1.5 on the road. And then I'm going to join, I think you just said Max, Illinois plus 17.5 is a likely loser. I will tag in as well there.
Yeah, we all, during our picks, we all said that one is a very interesting game. Besides Sam, who had to stick with his Big Ten loser. All right, we're going to flip the script and we're going to go to the NFL. Our first game. It's Cowboys at Giants, which is about to kick off here on Thursday night. But before game kicks off, we're going to pick this game quickly so we have no bias either way. We'll go with Sam. Take us home. Start us off.
Yeah, bounce back game for the Cowboys, I think here. They're gonna go into New York and show everybody why they're America's favorite team. Give me the Cowboys.
America's favorite team. Nice. Mac, where are you headed?
I think I would get kicked out of my house right now living with Robert Carr if I didn't say it. I'm going to go Giants plus 5.5. I love Malik Neighbors, and I think that they're going to make it an ugly one, but they're going to cover.
You know, Sam is usually our weather guy when we pick games. Sam, how's the weather in New York?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's got to be beautiful.
Gotta be beautiful. All right. Well, with that being said, I'm going to take the Cowboys minus 5.5. I think it's a get right game and they need one, and a lot of fingers being pointing. I think the back's up against the wall, so they're going to figure this one out. Dylan, where are you headed?
Cowboys 2, 5.5. It's gonna be one of my locks as well.
Nice. All right. All right. Headed down south to a game that a lot more implications than we can talk about on air right now. So I'm going to start with Dylan. Saints plus 1.5 at the Falcons. Dylan, who you got?
Yep, Saints for sure.
Saints for sure. Dylan's hoping and praying on that. Mac, what about you?
I'm going Falcons minus 1.5. I think that Kirk hasn't found his stride yet, but I think this is the week that he hits it. I think he's going to have a huge game, and I will always be a Kirk Cousins believer. It's a Spartan dog right there.
All right, Sam, what about you?
Yeah, I was gonna say the Falcons. They're gonna roll off of Georgia's massive win over Alabama, just keep the vibes going. But nah, Saints.
Sam's rolling with the Saints. Yeah, this is I feel like it could be a sneaky, very good game, which is awesome. Kind of crazy that these teams got good somehow. But I'm gonna go with the Saints. Derek Carr was my fantasy quarterback a couple years ago, and he didn't do me wrong. He's got beautiful eyes, or Dylan likes to say mascara. So I'm gonna go with the Saints plus 1.5. He gets the job done against the Falcons. Our next one, it's Vikings plus 2.5 at the Packers. Sam's got some blood in this one, so we're gonna throw it to you first. Sam, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna hammer the Packers. Even if Love doesn't play, that backup apparently is a freaking star. So give me the Packers at home. They're not gonna lose to Minnesota. No way.
No way. All right, are you gonna make that one of your locks?
Yeah, I will.
I'm just playing. All right, Dylan, what about you? We had him. I think we lost him.
That backup's name?
I don't know. It starts with an M.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll take the Vikings. Sam Darnold. He's younger than you think.
Yeah, Sam, you gotta stick with the Sams, dude. Come on. Mac, what about you?
I'm riding with Dylan here. I'm going with the Vikings. I think that Sam Darnold is legit, and Malik Willis or an injured Jordan Love aren't going to get it done.
Hey, there it is. Answer Malik Willis. I think that's an issue for the Packers, who they do not know who's actually going to be the quarterback right now. So
That's an issue for the Vikings. They don't know who's going to be.
I don't think so. They're about the same quarterback. One just can't throw the ball as well. I'm going to go with the Vikings. Sam Darnold. His magic does not run out yet because he has not played the Lions just yet. The next game on our slate is Rams plus 3.5 at the Bears. I'll go first here. I saw something on part of my take that Matthew Stafford, like over 50% of his wins or something, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, have come on a last-minute drive or a last possession drive. And I think that it's going to take a chance this weekend. The game will be tied. He'll have to drive the ball down. They call him 90-yard Stafford for a reason. He'll get it to the 10, chip shot, field goal, win. Rams covered. Sam, what about you?
Yeah, I think the Rams is an easy pick here against the Bears.
All right, Sam's riding with the Rams. Dylan, what about you?
I don't like that Sam just said it's easy, so I don't want to pick with him, but I wrote down Rams. So I'll stay with it, but the Bears are probably winning now at 15 to 27 points.
All right, well, that's
Going Rams.
going Rams. All right, Mac, what about you?
Well, I hate to jinx us all here because you know how that goes, but I just think that the Rams have showed even down some key players that they can get it done. I think that the Bears, everyone thought, oh, they got the guys. I think DeAndre Swift is hilariously bad this year. Caleb Williams, not so good either. I think the Rams definitely covered +3.
I like that. Yeah, funny about DeAndre Swift. To our next game, the Chiefs at the Chargers. Chargers are +7. Mac, we'll head it right back to you.
I'm going Chargers +7. Now that Harbaugh's not at Michigan, I absolutely love him. He's awesome. He's doing great things. I think he's got this team that no one thought could do much, playing awesome, and also, I'm done with all the Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce hype. I want to see them lose every game from here on out. So Chargers +7.
Yeah, on Monday when we did our last podcast and it aired Wednesday, we talked about who we like thought were dogs in the NFL and crazy. Nobody said the Chiefs because we all hate the Chiefs, right? And I'm not going to pick the Chiefs today. I'm going Chargers +7. I like Jim Harbaugh. Love Jim Harbaugh. Great guy. Michigan man. Love Jim Harbaugh. So Chargers +7. Dylan, what about you?
Yeah, if Herbert starts, I would make it a lock +7. I don't know if he's for sure starting this week or not. I don't know if either of you know. Either way, Harbaugh is a dog. Just a dude who loves football. And Chiefs look like a bunch of people who find ways to win because of people wearing black and white, and it's not going to work for them in LA. So give me the Chargers +7.
Sam.
Yeah, 7 points is a lot. I think Harbaugh and the Chargers can at least keep it within that. So give me the Chargers.
Oh gosh, we're all on the Chargers. All right, moving right along. I think maybe the second best game of the week. The Bills +2.5 at the Ravens. We're gonna throw it right to Sam. Sam's got some blood in this, maybe.
Yeah, of course. I'm just gonna ride my dogs. That's what this year's about. Give me the Ravens. There's no reason to jump off that wagon at any point.
Never. Like the Titanic, go down with the ship. Matt, what about you?
I'm riding with the Bills. They looked absolutely unstoppable. I think that it keeps going. I think that they're gonna win this one outright too.
Respect that. Dylan, what about you?
Yep, Bills.
Dylan's going with the Bills. This is our game, so I had a couple in college. This is the one on the NFL slate that kind of threw a wrench into things for me. I'm going to go Ravens -2.5 for the sole reason it is home, and I think that may have just a smidge of a factor, but who knows? Next, our game that is ugly but oh so attractive. The Titans +1.5 at the Dolphins. Dylan, where are you headed?
Dolphins don't have a quarterback, so I'll go Titans +1.5.
I'm going to go next. It's the sole reason I picked Titans because the Dolphins do not have a quarterback. They're probably picking up people from the Miami surrounding areas, open tryout style. So give me the Titans +1.5. Mac.
I'm going Dolphins -1.5. I had this written down as my ugly game of the week. Whoever plays the least bad is going to win this one by a field goal, and I think it'll be the Dolphins. They got better weapons.
I like that. Sam.
Yeah, I like the fact that the Dolphins don't have a quarterback. I see Tariq Hill just taking the ball as a direct snap and running it. That's touchdowns all day. So give me the Dolphins in an absolute trashed field, horrible mud, just horrible event. Give me the Dolphins.
I respect that. And then to the game of the week, Monday night. The Lions hosting the Seahawks. Seahawks are 3.5-point favorites. Sam, who do you have here?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really good game. It really makes you wonder if they knew it was going to be a good game, putting the Seahawks on the Lions on Monday night. Very random. But give me the Lions. Need more than a field goal, but I think they can do it.
Mac, what about you?
I'm going Lions -3.5 as well. I think the Seahawks have looked awesome this year, but I think that the Lions are going to be pretty disappointed. And even though they got the win in their second half in Arizona, I think it was pretty slow, not many points at all. So I think that they definitely come out here guns a-blazing, and then they cover this.
I agree with that. Dylan, what about you?
Lions as well.
Dylan's going with the Lions. I'm gonna have to go with Lions as well. They're breaking out their Motor City uniforms Monday night in Detroit. They don't get many of those. I mean, now they kind of do. But they haven't had many in the past, so it's a special night in Detroit. The crowd's gonna be rocking. I'm sure Forfield Frank's gonna be there. I'm sure he's gonna be giving it all. So Lions -3.5. I like it. Headed down our road to our locks. We will start with Mac on our locks for the NFL. Mac, who you got?
All right, so my first lock of the week, I've got Chiefs Chargers over 39.5. I think that these teams are going to be scoring a lot. I think the Chiefs have been a little slow. Kelsey hasn't been involved at all. And I think that they're going to score points. But like I said, I love Harbaugh with the Chargers now. And I think that he's going to match them and better them. So that's my first one. Second one, I've got Houston -6. I think that they're going to have a bounce back game. They want to get in the win category. I think that the Jags looked atrocious against the Bills, and that is going to continue. Trevor Lawrence isn't the guy. Houston -6, maybe -13.
I like that. I saw that and I thought about it. Sam, what are your thoughts on the locks?
Yeah, it's a tough call this week. A lot of good potential games, a lot of close ones, but I'm gonna go ahead and lock one of the closest ones potentially. Give me the Saints over the Falcons. That's gonna be, I feel like, be a very good game. And then also give me the one you guys don't have any faith in, the Packers at home. Minnesota does not come into Green Bay and win.
I respect that. I mean, you gotta stick with your love, right? You gotta stick with your love. Dylan, what about you?
I'll do the Cowboys on Thursday night against the Giants, 5.5, and then a game we didn't talk about, Eagles -1.5 at the Bucks. Bucks probably had the worst loss of the last weekend, losing at home to the Broncos. I don't think they're that good. Lions kicked their butts pretty good, just couldn't score. So I'll take the Eagles -1.5.
Nice. I like that. I did not even think about that game. My locks. Lions -3.5 at home on Monday night. I think that's a good one. I think it's gonna be slow in the first half. I think it's gonna be back and forth, but they figure it out in the second half and win by more than 3.5 points. And then the game we haven't talked about, and kind of the sole reason I'm picking it is because I put my foot in my mouth last weekend when we did our picks. It's the Steelers at the Colts. I said Jim was a better coach than Mike Tomlin, and Mike Tomlin said middle finger to Max Loga. I'm still the #1 coach in the NFL. So give me the Steelers -1.5 at the Colts. I think Justin Fields still has got his magic in him. He's going to get the job done. So that is my 2 locks for this week. Good work, fellas. Good work. Dylan, take it away.
Well, that's all for Passionate Picks, round 5, Legally Teaching Engineering Sports. Thanks for joining us, Mac. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me. It's always a blast hanging out with the Logas.
Thank you a ton, Mac. Hey, good luck this season.
Thank you much.